everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. This is the first episode in which the quality is going to be significantly better, so that's good. In this episode, I'm going to be doing the interiors for all the townhouses that I built last week. So I did actually get a head start on lighting it all up because there were, if you watched the last episode, you know there were a ton of mobs in here. And I came in to light it all up, and there were a ton more creepers. But yeah, it's all lit up now, both sides. The only thing that's not lit up is that little raised segment up there, because as of right now, I have no way to get up there without pulling out my elytra or scaffolding, and I don't want to do that because that's a lot of work for something that doesn't really matter, because as long as it's not nighttime, that area gets a lot of natural light, so it should be fine. I'll light it up later though. And I guess my first step is going to be to put in all the walls, floors, and ceilings. Probably the floor first, and then the walls, and then the ceilings between all the layers. Then after that, I'll do some actual real interior designs, and lastly bring in all the villagers and see how it all looks. So I guess I'm going to start with the floors, walls, and ceilings, and I'll see how that looks in the whole build scale. I've got all the interior walls and floors and ceilings and stairs in place, and I've also gone ahead and in every little individual house I've put a little marker as to what kind of villager I'm going to have in here. So this is the first one. It's going to have fishermen, just a little 2-story domicile. Didn't put a roof on it because I kind of like the slanting, and then I'll work with that later. Second building is for the stonemason because it's bigger. And one thing I realized while building this is I completely messed up the walls of both of the 3-level buildings. I completely messed up the walls, so they look really weird on the inside. Especially the other one. The other one's really bad because you can really tell. But that's okay. I'm not gonna fix it because it's a lot of work and I don't really care. It looks well enough. This one's gonna be Fletcher because it's really small and I don't need a lot of Fletchers. This one, it's kind of hard to do walls for one thick walls. So basically what I'm gonna do is all the ones where the walls is the wrong thing, I'm gonna cover it with like paintings and shells and stuff. And this one's gonna be the butcher. Just another little 2-story thing, and this one actually connects to this one through this. There will not be any villagers in here just because it's not big enough. But that connects to this, which is a 3-story one, which is going to be cleric. And then that goes up here to a very small part because it narrows here because I messed up the walls. And then the last one is going to be the shepherds, and yeah, you can get deep slate tiles and deep slate bricks. I'm just really dumb. But yeah, here's this one. I thought the interior roof looked pretty nice, so I kept it the way it is, and I really like having this big open window. So what I figured the next step would be, to make it easier on myself, is to add the villagers next, and then design it around the villagers. So yeah, I'm going to work on filling these all up with the, what I deem is the appropriate amount of villagers. Plop down their workstations, their beds, get a little bit of trading done so that they're all locked in, because I've got plenty of emeralds. I think I've got almost over 2 stacks of emerald blocks, I think, total. Yeah, well over. So I'll do a bit of trading to get them all locked, and then after that is when I'll do the proper interior designing, so because I don't want to be trying to fit in villagers among all the clutter of design, because I'm bad at designing, so it ends up just looking like a bit of a mess. So yeah, next step is to start carting off villagers. This is always the worst part of any job. Villagers are an absolute pain. I hate them a lot. It took so much time. I did finally get them in place, but it took so much time. But here we go. The first one, we've got Oh, we've got an iron golem. We've got a couple fishermen in this first building. In the second one, we've got all the stonemasons in place. I believe there's 6 of them. They all seem quite happy. None of them are zombified, which is good, which means nothing can spawn in here. That's what I've been really worried about. In this little room we got Fletchers. 2 of them, I believe. I can actually get up the ladder. Yes, 2 of them. And here we've got Butchers. And then we can actually move into the next one from here, which is the Clerics. And there's a few Clerics in here. I've traded with all of them to make sure their trades don't change. Now. And then lastly, we've got some Shepherds. So we've got all the villagers in place that I need. And the next step is to just design the interior. And I'm not going to do anything fancy or special because I'm not very good at interiors. But I do want to make it look at least somewhat nice. It's like all these fences probably won't stay, but they're just temporary to keep the villager in place. And then I'll design the interior around them. So that's how that's gonna work. It's not gonna be anything fancy or special because I'm not the greatest at doing interiors, like I said, but it's going to work. I'm picturing a lot of shelves, paintings, some little pots and flowers and decorum, maybe some extra walls. Just some general good bits. And one thing I want to say is even after moving all of those villagers, there's still so many in here that it's ridiculous. I'm really glad I turned this off because otherwise this probably would have broken the world. But there's so many villagers in here now. Just like, especially in this spot right here. There's just so many of them. Like, I feel like no matter how many I remove, I'm just never gonna clear them all out. It's like a hydra. So yeah, probably a good thing I didn't leave that running. Otherwise, it may have genuinely broken the world. You never know what can happen if you have too many of one entity. So, with that out of the way, the best thing to do now for me is to just get started on the interiors. This is probably going to take a while because designing is going to be hard since the creative world doesn't actually have the interiors done. So it's just going to have to be roughing it. So, I should probably get started. This is going to be fun. Better than moving villagers, though. Everything's better than moving villagers. It's probably a good thing I'm not an interior designer. I tried my best, I really did, but yeah, not much to show for it. Made some little shelves, tried to make this look like it was a little, like, hanging fish trophies, and then I just had no idea what to do for the rest of the room. Same with up here, just some more shelves and what's like supposed to be like a hanging skeleton of something. At least it fills up the blank space, but it's not exactly the interior design that I was hoping for, because I'm not very good at this, I realized. But I did throw in a door to this one. This one, there's some glow lichen on the wall. This room has a pile of rocks, and I was hoping to put some ores in here, but I don't have silk touch, but I think that would have made it look a lot nicer. This one was going to just be rocks. It's a pile of rocks. At least it gets rid of some of the fences. I was hoping to get rid of all the fences and have the room be decorated in a way where I wouldn't need them. And I didn't. This one's probably the only one I decorated in full. I put paintings on the walls, I changed how the fences were, and made them look kind of like a counter, almost. Did the same thing up here, more paintings. And I actually kind of think this is really cool. These potted cactus make a good, like, table leg. And then over here, This is probably the one I'm most proud of. It's supposed to be like a butcher, so there's a bunch of like steam and like all this hanging meat, and I put some hanging meat here to kind of get rid of some of the fences. You'd still access the butcher, of course, but got all this hanging meat, and then upstairs I did nothing. Cleric over here, he's got a mushroom and a cauldron. I don't even think I did anything up here. I separated them with bookshelves. That might be it. I can go downstairs. Another cauldron, mushroom, and then more bookshelves. And then lastly, the shepherd. I had really no idea what to do with this, like none at all, so I just spammed carpet everywhere. And over here in the corner I spammed some wool and more carpet everywhere. Yeah. Fortunately, we're probably like never gonna see this. Ever. I have full intention of keeping this hidden and not seeing it often. In fact, this is probably gonna be the last time it's ever shown on camera. Just because I had no idea what I was doing. I'm not exactly a great builder, but my interior skills are extremely lacking. Like, the exterior, I think, turned out okay. I'm not an interior guy. I'm an exterior guy with a hollow interior. But an attempt was made. And the important thing is I got the villagers in, and I got the villagers all sorted out. So with that, that's actually all I have time for in today's episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. A lot of progress was made. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but it was progress. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.